What's up, my loves and fellow creatives? I've been working on this course, which is really you all are going to be working on this entire thing from scratch. So I'm really excited to start doing some from scratch classes, which I know you all have been requesting. So I'm going to briefly demo, and there's really no template for this one. This one you are creating not only your own template, but also your own mock-up. So I'm going to go ahead and start from where you would start from. And I'm not going to redo the whole thing. I'm just going to give you an idea of what we're going to be showing. All right, so essentially we're going to start from a photo. The photo will look a little something like this. In the future, when you redo this, let's say there is an item that you want to make into a template in a mockup, an item that a template or a mockup doesn't exist for, and you want to take on the challenge to create something, you will follow these exact same steps. The only difference is, of course, it'll be your own photo. But for the sake of us all staying on the same page, we're going to start with the same photo. Okay. Hey loves, I see y'all logging in, and I know this is a little bit delayed, so I'll try to pause when I ask questions or try to get your all's feedback, because sometimes that's what helps to make the courses better. That's what helps to make even this individual project better, because I get y'all's feedback and y'all are always a big help. All right, so in this case, we're going to start from a photo that already exists, and this is actually one of our fellow creatives who had this challenge herself and asked, like, hey, do I have any mock-ups for this particular product? And when that happens, I just tell people, hey, I create my own mock-ups. So instead of me creating mock-ups for you, I thought this was a very, very good opportunity to show you how to take an item that you already have or that you purchased that does not have a template, it does not have a mock-up for it, and to just go ahead and create your own. Hey, Jessie. So what we're going to do here, I asked her, this is her photo, her item, asked her to take a photo of it, laying flat, and to use some rulers. So if you have flat rulers, that's your best bet, because you can kind of get the full idea of whether it's straight. You want to try to take the photo as flat as possible. So have your camera or your camera phone, it doesn't have to be anything fancy, hovering right above it. If you can scan it in, even if it's an object that has a little depth to it, if you can scan it on a flatbed scanner, that's even better. But in this case, especially when you're dealing with larger items, you're probably going to need to use your camera. So in this case, we're pretending like everyone did this step. However, this is something that you would have to do on your own. And then what we're going to do in class is we can tell that this is not exactly straight. It's not exactly flat over it. It's going to need a little bit of adjustment. So what we're going to do is I'm going to drag a few lines here. I'm going to show you about what we're going to do. Not exactly. But when you take your own image, there are going to have to be some adjustments that you do. And all that I'm doing is I'm setting the stage to kind of understand, is my image straight? Because I'm going to use this not only as a mock-up, I'm also going to use this as an opportunity to make my own printout template. Now, once you make a template, you'll test it, make sure everything fits. Maybe you have to stretch it a little taller, a little wider. But once you set your template, you're good for the remainder of the time that you'll ever need to use that template for that particular product. So I'm doing a little transforming. I did my Control T here. I'm just trying to get my ruler down at the bottom. That's my easiest ruler to see. Trying to get it on point. And we'll see just by rotating it, it's a lot more clear where the ruler is, but it requires a little bit more. So then we'll do a little bit of not just free transforming, which is what Control T is. We're going to do a little distortion. Okay. And then what that distortion is allowing me to do is sort of make up for where my camera angles might have been a little bit off. Now, if you want to get truly professional, you can make a platform that you take photos on and all that good stuff. But for the most part, this is going to be just good enough for you. And all I really want to do is just make sure that we're pretty decent when it comes here to having the same amount of space above and below the ruler, that the ruler looks straight. And I'm going to hit enter here. It's not guaranteed to be perfect, but this is more believable when it comes to the size of the image here. And then what you'll end up doing is resizing this. We're going to do a few techniques where we resize this by the ruler. We crop it in. And of course, I'm not going to show you all that on here because it's just a demo. But once you get it all cropped in, we're going to do some selection here. And for this one, I'm going to do select subject because it did a pretty good job of finding the stocking there. That's a little magic Photoshop. Then we play a little bit with the selected mask there to make sure we get a good clean mask. Create a clipping mask, and that's just the beginning, okay? So that's the first part of what we're going to do, but literally everything that you see here, you are creating. As a matter of fact, this is all that you will see. These are the components that you receive with the class. Very, very simple. And as a matter of fact, let me do view extra large. So you're going to have your own image. Of course, I have this cute image of a little Christmas puppy here. You're going to choose your own background wallpaper. And then you can keep this one because we're all going to use this one as our mock-up background. And then you're all going to use this stocking. So what you will come to the table with, you'll have this image to replace and this image to replace. And that's it. And then we're all going to do everything from scratch. Nothing you see here is a template. Okay. So I'll take you into... This is a smart object. You're going to create your own smart object. Now, when I double click on this, not only is it a smart object for that mockup, this is also a ready to print file. If I take off this layer mask and take off the mockup image in the background, all of a sudden you have a ready to print file. So I can do file, save as a JPEG, and just go ahead and print it as is. And this is literally a print file with a bleed on it. Okay, so you're going to create that. Everything that's on here from the very, very background image. You're going to bring that, well, you're going to start with this image. And once we create a canvas for this image, this is going to be your print page. So this is a 13 by 19 page that you can print out. And once you have your entire grouping there, you'll be able to print that straight off and use it over and over and over again. And then of course, if you need to do the other side, I didn't think of doing the other side of the stocking, but if you need to do the other side, all you would do is take the same file and flip it. But I think most people only decorate one side. So that is, in a nutshell, what we're doing. It seems really simple, but the main thing that you all are doing, that you've been begging to learn how to do, is to create from scratch your own templates, your own mock-ups. And as simple as it looks, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but I welcome you all to that challenge because you're going to be learning tools. You're going to be learning how to bring in an image, cut out the background, make sure it looks nice, neat, and clean. You're going to be learning how to apply an image, to clip it within that image, and to also create your bleed area, resize the image, all of that to make sure that whatever you take a photo of is essentially a real template and a real mock-up. Okay, let's see. Do any of you have any questions? So this is for tomorrow's class. And then if you have any special products that you want to do, we won't be doing them in class, but as part of your submission for the contest for homework, if you want to use an image that you did instead of the stocking, that will be great too. If you want to use the same principles to create your own mock-up of a different product, that would be excellent. But it's not necessary. Let's see. Well, I can show you that, how to do a bleed file with an edge. So let's say that that you went through all the steps, you got your image in, you got it sized appropriately. So I can cut all of this off because that represents what all of this is. And you just simply want to create a bleed edge. This is the simplest thing you can do, is to have the image, know it's pretty much on point. And from this, I can also show you, you can take, what is it, the rulers here, and if you go to your eyedropper, there's a ruler tool there. And you can pretty much check from, let's say from the top here to here. And I'm trying to see what my measurement scale is there. Let's go over to my properties. I'm going to click on that little ruler there, that ruler mark I just made. It'll only let you do one ruler mark at a time. And let me see, let me take that off. It tells you what angle and length. So when you're measuring this right now, it's telling me the length is about 6.2 inches. So in real life, if your stocking is 6.2 inches wide, then you're good to go. If it's not, then we have to resize it. And that's what we're going to do in class. We're going to go through the method of how we know when to resize it, what is the best practice to go ahead and create the resizing automatically. And if we run into any issues, we'll address those in class, because I'm really interested to see what kind of issues we run into as far as resizing this. So now that we have it resized, I'm going to go over to my layers, and I can just control click on the mask, and it traces out the mask image here. And then what I can do is I can just create a whole new layer. So I'm going to do a whole new layer, and let me just place it above everything else. And I'm just going to fill it with color. So I'm going to come over here, grab my fill bucket, and just fill it with, usually I fill it with black, so I never mistake where it is. And then I can go ahead and do Control D to deselect. And that is essentially the outline of my stocking, but it does not have any bleed area, right? So if you want to add a bleed area, then you just go ahead and add a stroke here. And tell it that you want the stroke to go outside. I make my bleed area like a funky color, like magenta, just so I know it's there and I don't mistake and leave it there. And then usually I'm going to give myself almost to the, maybe like an inch. If I can't get a whole inch, sometimes I'll do a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch, just depending on how confident I am that my sizing is correct. And then I'll go ahead and select that. And then what you can do is take this whole thing, bring the opacity down. So then that way, when I am designing, this is just a simple way. When I'm designing my image here, I know how much of my image is going to get cut off. I'm going to make sure that I don't put any names too far out here. I don't put any faces too far out here. Matter of fact, that even the word first name is cutting it real close. You see how close it is to that edge? So I might Control T and bring that in just a little bit, just to be safe. You never want to press something, pick it up, and see a whole letter missing, okay? So that's it. As far as a bleed, it's not hard. The idea is that you just have to troubleshoot from a photo to the mock-up or to the template, and then the template becomes a mock-up. So for this particular one, we're going to end up saving it as a PSB. Now let's say we have all of our elements together. We use that to make sure it was going to look good. We go ahead and throw back on this clipping mask. And the way this clipping mask was created, the same way we created the clipping mask for this one, we'll do the same thing. I'll delete that clipping mask or layer mask, and I'll create a new one by holding down Control, grabbing the outline from the original stocking, and then I'll place it. I have everything in this group folder, and we're going to learn about folders. And we're going to group it all, create a layer mask, and boom, it clips it right to that shape. So as simple as this looks, it probably took me a few hours. Not probably, it did take. I'm not even going to act like I'm all of that in a bag of chips, even though, you know, sometimes we feel like it. It took me a few hours just to figure out how to show you how to tackle this task, because a lot of times we solve problems every day, but we don't methodically write down the steps. So this seems really simple, but when we do it from scratch, you're going to know, okay, I'm going to come back to this recording because I know that although we went through these steps, we really need to understand why we did these steps. What was the problem that we were solving? And the problem is, number one, you have a product that you have no idea that there is a template or mock-up that exists out there for it. That's step one. Step two is that we bring the image in, we rotate it and resize it so that it is almost a true to-scale representation of the product itself at 150 dpi. Then the next step is that we're going to cut it out, make sure it's clean from the background. We're going to turn it into a black and white image because as you'll see here, sometimes we'll have an image and it has a little tint of color to it. So we have to basically take the color out of it so that when we apply colors, it doesn't mess it up. So we'll do that step. And then after that, we'll figure out how to make our own clipping mask, our own bleed, and essentially our own smart object as when we bring it in here. How we will save it, I'm going to go File, Place, Embedded, and all of that hard work that we did, the PSB, we saved it as a PSB, and bam, it's automatically a mock-up. Okay, now what this automatic mock-up also preserves is the fact that I can double click on it and it doubles as my printable file as long as I disable that layer mask. Turn off the stocking below. Now it's a print file. So I like teaching you all how to do this. We haven't done one of these yet. I've done several of these type of videos on YouTube, but not for a class that we've been able to do a follow along. So I really want you all to get into it. I know it's not necessarily a template class, but it's definitely something that when you have some help walking through, it makes a lot more sense for you. All right, let's see. Got some questions here. American Boss Gaming, I hope that that little bit that we just did tells you a little bit about how to do the bleed. It's simpler than, it's the simplest part of the process when it comes to making a mock-up. So if you know the exact size or something, even if it was just a rectangle, I'm going to go just drawing something here. Let's say that I know that I have a mask and the mask has an area that is 8 by 5 inches. I can click here, I can create a square that is 8 inches wide and 5 inches, and you have to put the inches in there. Okay, it'll create a little square for me. And then let's say that those were my internal limits, so I need to create a bleed for that. All I do is go to that layer and then create a stroke and make sure that stroke goes to the outside, not to the inside. And right about here for a mask, I wouldn't even do like a 3/4 of an inch bleed. The most I would do is a 1/2 inch bleed, just to make sure that I have a little something there. And then when I'm designing this, I'm going to duplicate this layer. Okay, so my top layer is going to be, hey, this is just where you're just learning whether you're going too far. My bottom layer, I'm going to clear that layer style because I don't need that bleed for the bottom. The bottom is going to be what I clip it to. The top is just showing me my extents. How far do I need to bleed off the image just to make sure that I don't have any little white gaps. And then of course here I can drag in an image. Let's drag in an image. We'll drag in this background. I can drag it in. And I see all my bleed, right? And let's say I want to make sure that that tree makes it on there so you can tell it's a tree. That's as far as I can go where I still maintain my bleed. And then I need to right click, create a clipping mask. It's clipped down there to the bottom. Now that will be my mock-up when it clips it down to the bottom. group this down here. Let me turn my rectangle. I'm going to keep the one with the bleed, and let's see, let's create a clipping mask up here. And if I right click and create a clipping mask, it's going to clip it to whatever's down below. And because the opacity is turned down, that's why my image is lower. So now you see those rounded corners? That lets me know I'm into my bleed area now. But if I turn this back on, it lets me know, oh, okay, don't put any words, any faces, anything important anywhere close to this edge, because it's likely to get cut off or shifted or anything like that. So you want to make sure that you stay clear away from these. I would even say at least 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch away from this bleed area. That way you're just safe. Okay, so that's the basic process. Let's see. I've been working with Photoshop since about, what, 99, when I was in high school. I think I was in 9th or 10th grade. I started working on Photoshop. Giving away my age now, which I don't care. I'm about to be 37. So I would say I've been working on Photoshop for over 20 years now. It sounds really weird to say that. Let's see. Oh, oversized heat press. Now, there are some folks, I haven't had any practical experience with the oversized heat presses other than using someone else's before, and that's not one I would recommend. However, I'm sure we're going to be getting into that after this winter break, so maybe I'll have some more to introduce you to. But a 16 by 20 is what I use. 20 by 26 or anything larger than that, honestly, what I would do, I have my 16 by 20 and I won't get anything in the middle until basically I'm ready to purchase a full all over press that's at least 33 by 44 or something at least of that size, so I can do most all over sizes in a single press. Thank you, love. But yeah, there's so many different things that we touch on as far as learning. So I'm really interested in what you all want to learn and how I can break it down and help you learn it. So this course alone is just to introduce you to making your own mock-ups, making your own templates. And here's the difference between a template and a mock-up. Let me double click on this just to explain that. So a template. All right, so a template is just what you're going to print. It has the limits of what's going to be printed and what's not going to be printed. So when I turn this off and I turn off this layer mask, I'm just going to disable instead of delete it. This is essentially a template, okay? The template is just going to give us an idea of where the extents of what we print are going to be and make sure that it's the appropriate size. So when we hit print, this is exactly what we'll print. Of course, the printer will print it, you know, in reverse and do all the work for us. Now, here's the thing. We also want to make sure that you're printing on the side that you want to print on. So depending on how you want your stockings to go, you have to figure that out before you print it as well. But I just put it the way that I think most people would make it go, which is to make an L shape rather than the reverse way. But if you do the reverse way, then you'll go back, do the same steps, and you will just flip this whole image over. So that's what a template is. A mock-up is when you apply the image to the actual product. So when I create this clipping mask and I put this little layer underneath here, and I don't know if you can see it, but it adds like the shadows, and you can kind of see the little folds, all of that. That's what a mock-up does for you. So a mock-up is usually something that you're presenting to your client, or that you're just presenting for an advertisement, or maybe even your listing for your store. And then the template is what you're physically going to print in order to make the product. So this is actually a 2-in-1 class. We're going to learn how to make a template first, and then after we make that template the appropriate size, I'm also going to teach you how to make it into a mock-up, how to make it a smart object so that when you change one, it changes both the mock-up and the template, okay? Okay. Now this one, oh, you're saying when you do all overs, you want to know how to split it into the 16 by 20 press. That's a whole class that I have, and remind me in just a moment. I'm going to ask if anyone has any questions on this one, and if not, I'll show you the listing that we have for an automatic tile set of templates that I created, where you put your all over image in there, your flattened all over t-shirt image, and it will automatically create those 13 by 19 tiles for you. You can print just those tiles, and then you could tape them together and press from there. And the class has a video where we did it live, so all the people in the class did it live as well. Okay, Noble, let's see, Helena, did I see the question about the tumbler? Let's see. Okay, that's a very interesting question. So for a tumbler, and this is a question that, this is a little bit more advanced technique, but I'm going to show you something. Since I have it here. So I'm going to see if I can find a tumbler blank for sublimation. And I'll just look for an image real quick. I'm not sure which tumbler it is, whether it's the skinny or flat. But I'm going to look for large size image. Let's see if I can grab this image. Ooh, it's a WebP. So I'm going to have to convert it. Let me see if I can find one that's not a WebP. That might be as good as I can get right now. That's fine. Let me open it in a new tab, make sure it's a real image. Save image as. So I'm going to pretend like this is a photo that you took. Now, there really is no such thing as front and back when it comes to taking a photo. So I will show you what I would do. Show it in folder. And when I get a WebP image, I just open it with my regular old paint program, save it as a JPEG, and voila, all of a sudden we can use it. So I'm doing save as. And JPEG. Let me close out of that now. So let's say I'm going to throw the Tumblr image here, and I like to work from the image itself first. And let's go ahead, let's see if it will allow me to smart select this, because we have a lot of white going on. So it looks like it selected it pretty well. Let's do selected mask. There we go. I'll say okay. I'm going to do a layer mask there. And let's just say I'm going to take one of these for the front and then Alt there. And let's just say, just for visual purposes, I'm going to flip it so it looks like it's maybe the other side of it. Now, if I had something that I was placing as an overlap here, it would be, let's say this was to scale, which is what we'll work on in class. We'll make it a scale. We won't do that in class though. So in class, we're going to stick with the stocking, just so that we can make sure that we get it all done in 3 hours, because trust and believe, there's a lot to learn in that lesson that will take up the full 3 hours. But I'm just giving you some hope for once you finish the class, you'll be able to do these same things. So let's say that my image is twice the size of this. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a rectangle. And this size will be here to here. And then let's see, right now it is width is 196 pixels. So I'm going to take it, Control T, and make it about 400 pixels. That should be enough to wrap around. Now, because I'm going to use this as my template, then this is what I would be designing my image and clipping it to. So let's use the same image here as an example. Let's see, that's my entire thing. Of course, I want to create a bleed around that, but right now I'm just showing you the idea of how you would create that mock-up. We'll create that clipping mask, and what I do is I create this as a smart object. Okay, so I will group it and I will just call this the image. Then I would convert it to a smart object. I'll take a copy of this image. I'll bring one here, turn off the main image and clip these. And then that way I would have one image that starts here to here, next image that will continue that, and more than likely you'll end up doing like a little bit of adjusting, but it kind of gives you the idea that you are wrapping around this image. And then of course my blend mode I would have to change to multiply. That way if I do see any shadows in the object, it's coming through. And that's pretty much it. Now there are some things that might require a little bit of a difficult wrap. There's some things like pillows, like things that kind of have like a 3D look to them, that even with this I could do a 3D look to it. So I could take this image and do a kind of like a mesh warp to it and make it sort of curve up here, but it's really not necessary on these skinny tumblers. It'd be almost worth it not to do that. But just like this image that's continued here, if I go to my smart object and I replace it, let's say I replace it here, and of course I'm still going to clip it down to the rectangle because the rectangle is going to tell me what I have space to create. And let's say I make it an entire bleed there. Which that's going to be a little awkward to have a face that goes all the way around it. You probably don't want to do that. I'm just going to show you how it automatically updates. And there we have it. So it shows you the rotated version of the same cup. And if you really want to do one extreme part of the image to the other part, and I should have held down Shift when I pulled that back and forth. So that's one side of the cup and that is the other. Okay, so that's just a little quick demo of how you could take the same principles that we're learning in this class and apply it to anything that you can take a photo of or anything that you can scan. Oh, thanks, LaQuisha. I appreciate it. LaQuisha said signing up for the Academy was one of the best decisions she made this year. And I'm awesome. Thank you, love. Y'all are awesome. I'm telling you, y'all are killing it. After these classes, y'all are going out there and implementing this stuff, and that's all I could ever ask for. That's my payback. All right, so I definitely want to see what you all come up with once we've done this class. I know it's going to open up your eyes to everything that you've been holding on to that you couldn't create mock-ups for. You're going to start cranking those out, and I'm excited to see about those. Okay, now Sherry, what time I know you say you'll be late, but this is one of those classes that everything that we do is going to build. Usually if we're doing a template class, you can come in and we can kind of catch you up. But with this one, it's going to be extremely hard to catch you up. But go ahead, still attend the class, watch it. You may not be able to follow along, but you definitely will be welcome to still apply for the class. And I'm going to go ahead and create the coupon code for it. So those of you who are in the VIP $60 a month course, that you all will be able to go ahead and enroll in the live course for free. Anyone that is a VIP member is welcome to join all of the live classes for free, as many as you can possibly attend or that you want to attend. And then they are normally $60 a piece to attend a live class. No problem, Sherry. And if you get there in enough time to where you can participate, you know I'll always help push you through, okay? Let's see. Anything else? Oh, I was going to show you all. See, this one should already be up on the Academy. I just need to create the coupon code for it. But I will show you all the Academy. And it will be here on the live interactive courses. And if you just happen to miss it there, you can scroll down here and you should see it. Oh, you know what? This makes sense because I need to change my image here. So let me go ahead and do it now. The live course, edit. Okay, and then I need to go back to my course. I'm going to change the page. So it's going to be right here. I just did not change the thumbnail. So I'm doing that right now. Remove that thumbnail. We'll go ahead and bring in our 117 thumbnail. Oops, 118. It's telling me my image is too large, so let me bring it down for you. And this is a little thumbnail for it, showing you that we're going to take these 4 little images here and create some magic. So I will save the web. There we go. And other thing I need to do is copy and paste the homework. So the homework is simple for this one. The only homework that you have to do is download a single font. That way I can just make sure that everybody has the font. And then you'll need 2 images. One image is going to be your subject image. So in this case, the subject image is the puppy. And you'll need a wallpaper background. And the reason why I tell you to do a wallpaper, because I don't want you to spend so much time trying to figure out what your background is going to be. Keep it simple. You don't have to purchase anything. Just type in Christmas wallpaper or whatever your theme is, wallpaper. And that way you'll have 2 source images that you're going to bring into this file. And then everything else I'll have provided for you on your downloads. And of course, the homework is visible before you even download the class, so you'll know whether you'll be prepared or not. And most of the time, I make it very clear what we're going to need, and I also have a quiz that you have to take before you embark on the class that just lets you know whether you're prepared or not. All right, so let's see if those updates have taken place. I'm just going to refresh here. There we go. So that's what the class will look like. You'll click on it. It'll tell you everything you need before you either purchase it or enroll in it. And for those who are part of the VIP class, when you log in, it will ask you for, or there'll be a place where you can insert a coupon code, and you'll just insert the coupon code from your master credit list. I kind of hate that it does this. Okay, there we go. All right, so, and it lets you know all the files are there too. So you'll have a homework quiz, you'll get these JPEGs, which we're gonna make all of them work, and then you want to be able to replace the Christmas puppy dog, you should replace with your own subject image, and the Christmas background wallpaper you should replace with your own image. However, if you don't have those images, you can always participate in the class by using the stock images that I'm providing you, okay? All right, so that's the Academy. And two ways you can get to the Academy. You can go academy.innatelab.com, or you can just type in innateacademy.com. Either one of those will take you to the same place. Let me close out some of these windows. That's awesome. LaQuisha said she made 5 sweaters after the sweater template. I told you those things are like so popular. These right here. And this is oh, I forgot to take the price back up. So I'll leave it there since it's still on here right now. But the sock course, there's a 105 as a sock course, just all on its own sock course with a mock-up and a template that comes with it for free. And then this one comes with a free template for the Christmas socks that match the Christmas sweater. And I think that's what LaQuisha is saying. She's done 5 already. That's awesome. Yay. So Nina and Felicia, I'm glad y'all are excited too. So I know this right here will it will spark so many other projects that y'all will be working on. So once I teach you how to do your own template and how to do your own mock-up, I expect y'all to be using it now. And it's going to be simple enough for beginner in Photoshop. So all of my 100 level courses, you can be a beginner in Photoshop, okay? When I start doing the 200 level courses, which I think I have 2 more, I want to get to 20 before I start doing the 200 level courses. But once I get to 200 level courses, then you're going to need to have at least done 2 of the 100 level courses in order to participate in the 200 class. And that's just because if you have performed 2 classes by that time, I know you're ready for a live course at the 200 level. And I know we already have a lot of students that are ready for the 200 level. And I know because y'all are always the fastest on my 100 level courses. Oh, the all over ish. Awesome. She's LaQuisha said she did 5 of the all over ish. Do I have the all over ish on here? Oh yeah, this one. So the all over ish is one where we took some individual elements and they update different places on the mock-up, as well as printable files for you. So there'll be 13 by 19 pages that you print out, and then you just press them. So in that case, LaQuisha, you were able to figure out how to press these on there, no problem. I just did one the other day myself. So awesome. Okay. Do y'all have any other questions while I have you here? I know it's rare we get to be live and get that interaction. So I'm still building, still trying to pull things together for you all. If it's something that you want to see for upcoming classes, this course that we're doing tomorrow was the suggestion. It wasn't a suggestion of a course. It was just I got asked so many times how to do this that it became a course. So if it's something that you all truly want to learn and I have the ability to mark it on my calendar and make it happen, then I definitely listen to you all. So this is probably the last holiday inspired one that we'll do, just because I don't want y'all to be doing too much right before Christmas. If I open it up, then I know y'all will be doing it. So I want to start looking forward to the new year and what projects are going to start coming out of the new year, and hopefully the better news that we have to come for this upcoming year, and for things to get better and be optimistic. So I want to start working on those optimistic projects. So you all let me know what you want to start seeing as far as projects going forward. As far as Alibaba goes, I don't have any suggestions for that. And it also goes as far as there are things that I do supply for, and things that I will just purchase from others to get supplies for. And there are things that I sell, wholesale and retail. But that's not something I want to get in right now because it is such dangerous waters. There's plenty of times that I've been burned, or even referring other people, they've been burned. So I don't get into that wholesaling aspect just yet. If I get a stronger list of things and people that I can trust to put out there, I most definitely would, and that would be something to teach in the future as well. That's the whole process in and of itself. Sourcing is, that matter of fact, that was a whole class in a semester of doing textiles product development, where my bachelor's and my first master's was in. Whole class on just sourcing things and contracts and delivery time and all of that good stuff. I would love to be able to create some courses around that part of the business, not just the design, but also sourcing for your business, creating your price points. I have something in store for you that I'm working on right now, where it's creating your sheets. So the sheets that you use to fulfill customer orders, and also the items that you'll use to get your wholesale supplies and that sort of thing. Okay. All right, love. So I don't see any other questions right now. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get that coupon code ready for you. I hear you. I'm looking for a heat press plug too. I've gotten some referrals, but I don't know if they are legit quite yet. And I would hate to refer y'all somewhere and it doesn't work out. Now, the one place that I can refer you to, which I have purchased from them, is the Heat Transfer Warehouse, and I do have a link. I have an affiliate link with them, as a matter of fact. They believed in me so much that they gave me an affiliate link, which does give me a percentage of your sales without you having to pay anything more. And the press that I was looking at purchasing from them is an American made press. It's very expensive, but I was considering going that route just because I want something that if anything happens to it, I'd be able to have it taken care of. However, it's pricey. So I am considering doing an overseas purchase of a heat press, but I'm just kind of taking my time and seeing how other people's go. I'm a person that I would much rather learn from the experience of others, and that's kind of the way that I cautiously live my life on these large equipment purchases. Let me see if I can show you. The one that I'm looking at is a Geonite. It's a 44 by 38, I believe. I don't even know if it's even on this site. But I trust Geonite. I trust Hicks is a good brand, and then the one that I have, there it is. That's it right there. That's the big boy that I want. And this isn't even the one that has the pneumatic operation, the air compressor. This is a manual press, and this bad boy is $9,000. Okay, so there's no question about it that they are a lot less expensive sourcing them overseas. I just don't have those connections yet. But I do have a buddy, you probably have seen him in some of the sublimation groups, G Prince, Gerard Kennedy. He has purchased one from China and he's having good results with his. I'm not, I'm going to wait it out a little bit. I want to make sure that certain elements don't burn out or, the electrical is good and all that good stuff. Because I know with these have lifetime guarantees. So if anything happens in the lifetime of them, you can pretty much have them serviced. And these are also single phase, and these can go on your standard like 220 volts and that sort of thing. So you got a lot of options when it comes to heat presses. Some of them are 3-phase and you have to have certain electrical additions done by an electrician. It's nothing that you can do, or you have to buy this really expensive converter, and I just haven't looked into it enough to explain it to the T to you. Shipping from China is almost the same as the item cost, especially since Corona. So if you think you're going to buy something from $300 from China, expect to pay $300 in shipping. If it's something that's, and that's just like a rule of thumb. If it's something really heavy like this, they may tell you the machine is $2,000, but the shipping might be $2,000 as well. So you still come out overall saving, but it's also got to come. Usually freight, that's a 30-day lead time because it takes 30 days for the ship by sea. For those bulkier objects, they can't send them express. So you just have to consider all those things. If it's something that you can wait on and that you heard someone got one of these and it worked well for them, then all power to you. But I just don't have that information quite yet. Felicia, I'm gonna, as soon as I get off this thing and stop talking, I'm gonna release the code for y'all, okay? As a matter of fact, I kind of could do it right now. I don't do well multitasking, but I think I can. Let's see. So I'm creating a coupon for you as I speak. Then that way, if y'all have any questions, I can hang tight for just a little bit. Now, I guess I can't do more than one thing at a time because I'm still, I'm reading one thing and then I'm being all quiet. I almost got it for you. Updating the master codes list right now. Edit. So I'm updating the new code and for the new class. And of course, this will not be active anymore as soon as class starts. So y'all make sure you go ahead and register and get ready for class, because once class starts, the coupon code will be invalid and it has been updated. All right, loves, y'all be sure to give me some ideas of things that you want to work on or you want to learn, or even themes that you think are hot for some template edits. I'm going to get back into doing some template edits for the new year. Oh, you know what did I do? I didn't do a template sale this month yet. So I will do a template sale next Friday. And usually once a month, I will do a template sale where all of the templates on innatelab.com are 50% off. So right now, let me see. I think they're all $20. Yep. So I'll do a template sale. I'll give you a heads up. It'll be this upcoming Friday. And I know that a lot of people are doing their holiday shopping and stuff. So I'll probably do 2 in January, because I know January is our time to really build our brands, build our businesses, because what happens typically is February we start getting into tax return time and that sort of thing, and we'll do 2 in January and 2 in February. So then that way you can be prepared for your customers and your growing business as well. And by then y'all should let me know too what I'm missing. What do y'all need? Let me know. I create a lot of these based on necessity. If I have a project to do, I'll make it into a template for you all. So if you all have some projects to do and you know that there's something that I'm missing, let me know. Of course, I don't do like the trademark characters and logos and that sort of thing, but anything that I create, you all can replicate for personal use with your own characters and that sort of thing. It's just not for me to put it out there like that. All right, Nina, let's see, you don't see the class on the site. Let me see what's going on. If you go, now you have to go to academy.innatelab.com or innateacademy.com to see this class, and it will be under the live interactive courses. Or it's also on the main page too. Excuse me. And you may have to refresh if you already were logged in. You should see it there. And then of course where you go to get your coupon code, if you're a $60 member, then you would log in and oh yeah, so this is what people are saying too. If you happen to, with your membership, cut it off or the payment fails, and I think it has to go like more than a week, or it might be a whole 30 days. I'm not sure. It will start your membership over again. So if you ever see, like, because I have people contacting me all the time about like their payment didn't go through, or they're asking me to recharge them. I physically cannot recharge you. It's only the system that can do that. So the system will automatically try after a certain period of time, and that's if you change your payment details, it'll try that new payment method. So just make sure that y'all stay on top of that, because I have absolutely no control over it. And when it starts you over, I have no way to, let's say you were on 118 the last time you ended your membership, it'll start you back at 105. Okay, so I want to make sure that you all get the most of that. So yeah, I was trying to see for myself how this goes. So let me see. I still should be able to go to my dashboard. I don't want to cancel it, and I don't want to change it in front of y'all right now. I'm just trying to get to my stuff. And I'm kind of curious as to if I cancel it. I think if I cancel it, if I try to add it back, it's going to add me back at 0. And that's what I was trying to see. So I subscribe to it myself just so I can see from your perspective what you see when you log in. Okay. So I'm not going to go to it, and it honestly won't let me go to it right now. But this is where you're going to go to get your coupon code. If you're a $60 member, it's a $60 credit towards a live course. And then you go to the master credit codes list, and you'll see a code for a specific class. You copy that code, and then when you go to that class, you can enroll in it. It'll ask you for payment, and instead of payment, you'll put that you have a coupon code, and you'll put that code there. And I'm going to log out just so I can show you that. And if you're not necessarily wanting to be on a subscription plan, the $60 a month plan, you can always just sign up for an individual class. And it'll ask you if you want to pay or if you have a coupon. You can put a coupon code and use one of those codes. And if it doesn't exist, it'll tell you. But I only put one coupon code up at a time, so it shouldn't be confusing. All right. And for those of you who have never heard of the Academy or are interested in it, I do want to let you know that you start off with, let me go ahead and log out again so I can demonstrate. You start off with, if you're doing the $60 a month plan, then you get everything at the $30 access, which means that you get 4 classes immediately. And let me show you those. So the 4 classes that you immediately get is 101, which we designed from scratch. I give you my brushes that are worth $20 and a free font. And then, well, it's actually a paid font, but I give it to you for free. And then 102 is a template file that is a $30 template that I give you, and we work on that one live. Now, you'll see the live recordings, of course, because those courses have already gone through. 103 is an airbrush template. You'll get that immediately upon enrolling. And then 104 is this kind of neon text template, and you'll get that immediately upon enrolling. So immediately you get 4 templates, which normally they are at least $20 a piece. And then you get the recorded classes, plus every 7 days you will unlock a new level and unlock a new course. So for instance, 7 days later, you will unlock course number 105. And I'll show you what those other courses are. So 105 is down here. So you'll automatically get 101, 102, 103, 104 instantly. Okay, so those, if you've ever been on the fence about buying templates or taking classes, if you do nothing but sign up for the first month for $30, just for the $30 membership, you'll automatically get these 4 templates plus 4 more before the end of the 30 days. So you get 8 templates for $30 or 8 classes for $30. I couldn't give you any more than that without giving it away for free. So that's just to kind of get your feet wet, let you see if this type of format is for you. And then of course you stick around, you'll get 4 courses every single month. So you'll unlock 105 7 days later, 106 will unlock 14 days later, 107, 108, etc. And if you don't want to wait for a course to unlock, you can purchase it ahead of time. Let's say you just joined and you want 115 now, you can purchase it as a standalone course if you want to. But typically most of our students either come to the live classes or just wait for them to unlock. Now there is a course, I think American, you're asking about this one, the 13 by 19 all over. That's this course. I would highly suggest you just, take a look at it. I have some free videos on YouTube with me demonstrating how it works. So I would tell you to check out those free videos as well to see if this is something that will really benefit you. And some of the folks in our courses are killing it with this file. Okay, and let me see, what does it say you need to download for class tomorrow? So everything that you want to download for class tomorrow, yes, you'll download the stocking and download the background, the one that says a Christmas garland background. Now you can go ahead and download the puppy dog and the wallpaper if you want to, but I am suggesting in the homework that you pick your own image and that you pick your own background image. So pick your photo, whether it's going to be a person, a puppy, cat, whatever you want to pick for your focal image, and then your background image. And then what you're going to need to download is the Christmas stocking photo and the Christmas garland background. Okay? Awesome, awesome. Corey, what's good? Corey says she's so loving the Oliverish hoodie template. I'm so glad that helped y'all. I really am. And as a matter of fact, I switched up. I was supposed to be doing a different class, but I switched it up and did that class just because y'all requested it. So I'm really loving when you all get value out of what I'm teaching. That's what makes me switch up the classes. That's what makes me put more into it and make it something that's a real deal tool for you to use in the future. Yep, the stocking is a JPEG. So yeah, you'll just save it. That's a good question. Now, let me see how this, I can't tell how it turns up. But you should be able to download it and not right click and save it. But however it downloads, we'll deal with that in class when we resize it. It should download full size though. The bling font, I don't have a bling font. What I do is I have, let me see if I have one on here. I have an effect that I do with bling. Let me see if it's on here. Now these are effects that I do with bling, and it's actually a text effect. So it could be any font and it'll make it bling. All right, Corey is doing it for the hoodies. All right. I don't know what's going on with my thumbnails. My developer did something funky and now my pictures don't show up full size. So that's another thing to add to my list. What's going on with my thumbnails. But what's funny is it showed fine at the smaller scale. Yeah, it made everything really small thumbnails. But if you can kind of see, it has gold trim around it and it puts the stones in there, and you can actually change the colors of the stones and everything, so you can make them look colored. I guess that made it really big there. The same thing applies to like this logo. So this was a really, you know what, sports are coming up again, hopefully, so maybe we'll do this turnover chain project. A lot of you and the thing is, I have these elaborate projects, and because it might be a little intimidating when I do the YouTube videos, you all request for me to do them as classes instead. So I might do a class on that one, because this one, it kind of works different with the with how we use the layer effects to get that bling look. But you can put in any logo in there and it'll bling it out. Corey, yes, I was just talking about that. Yes, the bull with the and this matter, I did a look it up on YouTube on the Innate Lab channel. If you just look up the word bling, I did a video showing you all how to change this out. I'm just really upset that my images are coming up so small. That's a new problem. It's always a problem when it comes to technology, isn't it? Yeah, so it really made my images so tiny. As a matter of fact, let me go to YouTube, and then I'll see if we can type in bling, and if I can just at least show you what the video looks like. Oh, this one right here. So it says Photoshop bling turnover chain. That one there is what you want to go to. And I think we did quite a few switch ups here. Yep, there we go. So see how you go from like a regular image, it could be a PNG, it could be a vector image, and then it blings it out for you. You have to do a little bit of work though, and that's what I show you in the video, what work you have to do, but we may be able to do that as a class. Let me know if y'all are interested in doing that as a class. Corey, for the affiliate account, I need you to go in there and input your PayPal email, because I can't do any payouts unless it's through PayPal. So I remember sending out an email. I think yours was one of those ones. If it hasn't paid out, because I usually do it every single week. If it hasn't paid out, it's because I don't have your PayPal email in the actual program. So you have to tell me this is my PayPal email and put it in there, and then it will prompt me to automatically send that to you. So if you update that for me, then I can go ahead and send you the money for the affiliate. Okay, so maybe we will do that one. I know that one's more popular for the kids, for the local teams. I definitely think you should do it for local teams, because this is like a really big kind of show-offy way to create an impact, but you're printing so little. You're not even taking up the whole 13 by 19 sheet. You know, you have so much white space that you're not using up a lot of ink, and it still creates a really big impact on those shirts. That's what's up, Corey. So I think I will do this as a class. There's a lot. If you see me, you'll see me going through different levels and applying different effects and blend modes, and that might be what's so intimidating about this. So if I do it as a class, usually because I walk y'all through it step by step and I'm there with you,
I'm going to show you how to do it.
Then you have a better, a little bit better confidence in it, and y'all start applying it ASAP. When we do these classes, y'all amaze me every time, because you all will literally create something that night or the next day and get it to market. And that's what I want y'all to do. I know a lot of people will collect these templates, but I really want you to be using them. I want you to be making your money back. Okay? So Corey, don't buy this. I know it sounds weird. Don't buy this template. Don't buy this template. We'll do it as for class, and then that way you won't have to buy it. You'll get the template for free. Okay? And then I can show you how to make sure that you know how to use it before the end of class. That's cool, Corey. It's just the way that the incentive program works out, it makes me pay it to your PayPal. So if you just update that PayPal address for me, then I can go ahead and push that through for you. All right, love. So we know what we're doing tomorrow. I'm thinking we'll do this next time. And this will be good whether you do the chain or not. You can actually take the chain off. It just teaches you how to bling it out. And I think that's going to be a really cool project for you all. I'm trying to think of other. Ooh, we could do birthday shirts that we bling out, and we don't even have to have the chain on there. So I'll leave that up to you all. Y'all always come with the theme and the colors and the content that you want to create, and you always make it your own. So I'm gonna leave that to y'all. But I think we'll do this for our next class, which will be next Sunday. All right. Okay, guys. Well, I think we are good for tonight. I appreciate you all. I love y'all dearly. And just for now, till next time, y'all know what it is. Bye.